Some places whisper to you, others, they call. And then there are places like Georgia that grab your soul, wrap it in mountain air, stone towers, ancient songs, and never quite let it go. At the crossroads of Europe and Asia, Georgia is both timeless and alive, a place where legends walk beside you in the mountains and every valley hides a story carved into stone.
In this episode of Hidden Gems, we leave the highways behind and follow the forgotten roads into three of Georgia's most mystical corners. A remote village in the sky, a monastery carved into a mountain, and a walled city where love and wine pour endlessly from the earth. Welcome to the wild heart of Georgia. Let the journey begin.
There are places you can reach by train, by car, with ease, and then there's Ushguli. You don't just visit Ushguli, you earn it. Tucked deep in the Upper Sighnaghi region, this is a village that sits at over 2,100 meters above sea level.
First-time visitors.
In the south of Georgia, where the valleys run dry and golden, there's a mountain that breathes. Its name is Vardzia, and inside it lives a city. Carved into the cliffside in the 12th century by order of Queen Tamar, Georgia's most beloved ruler, Vardzia was meant to be both sanctuary and stronghold. A monastery, a fortress, a hidden kingdom. What they created is staggering. Over 600 chambers, including churches, libraries, kitchens, bakeries, sleeping quarters, and an intricate web of tunnels that once housed thousands. All carved by hand, into the stone. The heart of Vardzia is the Church of the Dormition, a room aglow with flickering candles, where frescoes painted 800 years ago still whisper from the walls. You can see Queen Tamar herself, immortalized in pigment, crowned and barefoot. The acoustics are flawless. Sing and the notes will ring back to you like a choir. Step into the silence and it holds you like a breath that never ends. In spring the caves are cool and fragrant with wildflowers. In autumn the surrounding cliffs burn orange. In summer it's dry, hot and wide open, perfect for photography. Winter, cold yes, but you may have it all to yourself.
From Vardzia, take a marshrutka or shared taxi for £4 to £6. Entrance is just £2.50, and a guided tour adds context to every shadowed room. Guest houses in Sighnaghi or Aspinza start around £20 to £25 per night, and many offer home-cooked meals and private views of the valley. It's said that Queen Tamar had a secret escape tunnel built from her quarters to the river below, and though no one has found it, many believe it's still hidden somewhere behind the chapel.
In the east of Georgia lies a town with a beating heart, slow, romantic and sweet with wine. Welcome to Sighnaghi. Built in the 1700s and encircled by nearly 4 kilometers of fortress walls, Sighnaghi overlooks the Alazani Valley, Georgia's answer to Tuscany. The town is a mosaic of cobblestone alleys, pastel houses, ancient bell towers and wine cellars that spill music into the streets. Known as the City of Love, Sighnaghi has become a haven for artists, poets and romantics. You'll find galleries tucked into quiet corners, sculptures hidden in gardens, and families welcoming strangers in for long, slow dinners filled with song and toasts. You can walk the old city walls, explore Bodby Monastery nearby, or take a bike through the vineyards of Kakheti. But the best thing to do in Sighnaghi is nothing. Sit on a terrace, watch the sun dip below the Caucasus, and let the wine flow.
In Georgia, a meal is never just food, it's a supra, a celebration. Toasts are led by a tamada or toastmaster, and every dish from Badriani to khachapuri tells a story. Marshrutkas from Tbilisi leave regularly, costing around £2.50. Guest houses start at £20 to £30 and usually include breakfast, homemade wine and warm hospitality. Wine tastings are often free or cost £3 to £5 for a full flight. You can legally get married in Sighnaghi 24/7. The registry office never closes, making it the spontaneous wedding capital of Georgia.
Georgia doesn't ask for attention. It waits, quietly, until you're ready to listen. And when you do, you'll hear the crackle of firewood, the echo of bells, the laughter of strangers who become friends. It's a country carved from stone, shaped by silence, and wrapped in warmth. Which of these places would you visit first?
Tell us in the comments. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, because we're just getting started. We'll see you next time, as we uncover more of the world's unseen corners, one hidden gem at a time.